Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Watch of Realms video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the banners that we have this weekend, and those are going to be the new hero Malrik, Arrogance, then we have Maul, Nazim, and then we also have Nasande. So this one looks like a pretty strong banner. Also, we have Soul Cadence and Eunomia for the 20 times on the Ancients, so the banner overall looks kind of interesting. Now I guess while we do that, I just want to go over Malrik's kit because I've not read his kit in the past. It was, mostly shown to people on test server and stuff like that. So before we decide, and before I tell you my opinion, and it might be a controversial one, but let's go over his kit first, and then we're gonna see if we do decide to go over it or not. So first of all, Malrik is Infernal plus Esotericist, mage that does magic damage. His talent effect says that the hero gains 20% damage increase, grants Wizard's Rune to the next hero deployed in attack range. This effect can only be triggered one time per deployment. Wizard's Rune says that increases attack defense and HP of the rune bearer by 10%. This effect can stack with other effects, so that's a good thing. Then we see when Wizard's Rune is granted to an allied platform hero, Malrik's Fire form will be replaced with Frost form. Okay, so Fire form is the initial form specializing in single target magic damage, and then the Frost form reduces damage by 25% and converts all attacks to AoE. So pretty much the way that I guess you would control this for him, if I understand it correctly, is you would have him placed as the first one, right? You place him as one of the first DPS, because otherwise if you place him after, where he casts the Wizard Rune on a platform hero, he turns into the AoE form. So if you want to keep him single target, place him at the first one. If you want to put him as the AoE, place him after you place another platform hero. So that's a bit of a quirky one that you definitely need to keep in mind before trying to use him in the right way. So the his first basic attack, 100% damage to one enemy in range. It's pretty standard range. I guess, let me see, does his what's it called? Range increase with max level? No, so the range pretty much stays the same. The cost is 19, so pretty, normal cost for people like this. 2.6 attack speed, so attack interval and everything just seems pretty standard. Now let's look at his ultimate. So this one goes up to 700 refresh cost. When the ultimate is activated, increases the hero's attack by 30% for 15 seconds. This goes up to 20. During this time, transforms the hero's basic attack into Fireball or Blizzard. So depending on which form you use him. If he's in the single target one, his basic attacks are going to be doing Fireball instead, dealing 80% damage to one enemy in range 3 times, so that's 240, plus landing the burning. Now I'm not sure if these burn effects that he lands can stack. If they can, he can be really powerful. If they don't stack, then I guess he's still going to be a good damage dealer. Then if it's Blizzard, does 120% AoE damage one time to up to 5 enemies in range and inflicts Winter's Bite. Now Winter's Bite is pretty quirky because it stacks with other people that do Winter's Bite, like Emerit, like Lynx, and that pretty much slows them down. I think after 3 stacks get on, they get frozen or something like that. I would have to recheck it, but still this sounds pretty good. Now let's look at the first passive. While in the same form, every 5 basic attacks trigger Fire Blast, 320% damage and inflicts burning, which is good, or Ice Storm that does 25% AoE damage per second to the target and 5 surrounding enemies for 4 seconds. So that's 100% AoE damage with a 50% chance to inflict Winter's Bite. So obviously these ones all go up and you can do a lot more damage. And then the other passive, when casting the ultimate, restores 5% range for heroes granted with Wizard's Rune and permanently increases the hero's attack by 3%. So this sounds really good again. This attack increase can be gained up to 5 times for each battle. If no one is granted with runes, restores an extra 5% rage for the hero. So pretty much he can restore a lot of rage, he can come back to the ultimate again, and he does sound like a really powerful damage dealer, right? I've not personally actually seen play testing of him on the test server to see how much damage he does. And I remember seeing a video from Destin that said on the thumbnail, or not a video, just a thumbnail saying, Angry 2.0. That might be the case. He might be like a really powerful damage dealer, right? So definitely not somebody to sleep on. Then we also have obviously Arrogance, which is one of the best fighters in the game, right? He's a fighter, does normal damage, does AoE, does burning, you know, he brings a lot of quirky stuff, so he's really powerful, and again, kind of a really good one to go for. We already know Maul, one of the best, you know, marksmen, especially because he has a big AoE damage, he brings knockback, he brings freeze, slow, defense reduction, he just does a lot, right? Maul's one, definitely, I think he's definitely the best AoE marksman damage dealer when it comes to the epics, right? He's definitely better than Brienne and stuff like that, so he's really good. Now, Nazim is one of those ones that can be really quirky and can be really powerful if you actually don't have one, because he can be extremely good for Titanic Ruins, because he brings this stun, right? When he pops that ultimate, he can bring a ton of stuns, right? Just keep doing that damage, he brings the stun, and he could be kind of like same way that you would use a Helga to decrease the boss's damage when he's doing the Death Saw, right? When he's charging that Death Saw, you pop his ultimate, and that should really help you with that. And then we have the Sunday, one of my favorite healers in the game. She's extremely powerful because not only does she do insane amount of healing, right? Like I've made a video in the past showing her in the Wasteland Titan being either the first or second healer after a Len. For that one, she brings powerful heals. She brings a D-spell when you cast her ultimate. The healing also bounces. She brings lots of attack speed, and then she has, you know, pretty good healing overall. So she's definitely a really good one. So if you don't have any Sunday, again, might be worth going for it. Now, should you be summoning for this? Well, honestly, from my point of view, at least for my account, considering what weekend we had, right, the last two ones, with the Nora and with Twyla and Hex, I only have like 62 summons, and then just a few diamonds. I will personally be skipping this one. The reason why I'm saying this, and the reason I'm skipping this, because we also know that there's some other stuff in the works. There's also, you know, the whole poison meta that's happening that I'm expecting them to be in the next month as well, right? And the ones that I'm talking about specifically is gonna be Numera, right? So I'm just gonna show you a quick clip over, or not the clip, I'm just gonna show you this over here, right, from the Prospector. I'm gonna link this video so you can go and watch it in full, but he kind of shows the power of Numera, right? So what you see over here is just a screen of Abyss, right? This is him using Numera and Abyss, and this is A0 Numera, and that's an A5 Sun Wukong. So just let that sink in, right? A0 Numera, A5 Sun Wukong, and she just does, you know, she does same amount of damage in Abyss 1. So that means she's gonna be definitely really good, and she's gonna be the meta for Poison Explosion teams. And I do believe, again, I do believe that in the next month, after this weekend, she will 100% be on the banner. So I'm personally saving my summons for that. I'm personally saving to try to get her, because I think she's gonna be the key to most accounts that don't have like Sun Wukong, Kigiri, stuff like that, especially since we already had a Poisoner in Phelan drop, and you know, I have her A5 for example. So I do believe that she's gonna be soon after be joining the game, and I'm personally not gonna summon because of that reason this weekend. I'm gonna save for her. So let me know in the comments down below. Are you gonna summon to try and get Malrik, or are you gonna save? Like I said, that's my opinion. And then when it comes to the Ancients, again, I don't have that many Ancients, but this one's again a really good banner, especially if you care about pushing Abyss. Soul Cadence is kind of like, you know, the meta again for doing the magic damage. He's kind of like top tier. For that one, I might be summoning, honestly, because he's really good. And same thing with Eunomia. She used to be like, you know, people didn't really like her. She was not as good, but she's a really powerful, again, healer. She can do some cleansing on her passives, right? Dispel all debuffs from 3 allies in range every 40 seconds. Now, it's not the best, but I think with Awakening 1 as well, or Awakening 3, yeah, so Awakening 3 in the bounce healing has a 10% to dispels all debuffs as well, so she can do that as a healer. She's really good, and also, you know, puts attack speed increase, and when she casts her ultimate twice, she just stays in that form, and this one's continuously gonna happen. Now again, for this, depends on when you are on your account, right? It's no Praetus, it's no Angrit, it's none of the, you know, other crazy legendary lords that you would use, like a Valdona like we had. So maybe this one's a skip as well. I think I'm not gonna pull on this banner either, because I only have, what, 21 Ancients, so I don't think I'm gonna get any luck. So from my point of view, this weekend is a skip. Again, it all depends on what else you have on your account, what you're hunting for. If you have most of the Lord legendaries and you're missing Soul Cadence, this might be the time to grab him. If you already have, you know, most of the stuff sorted, Kigiri, Sun Wukong, and you just want to grab the new toy Malrik, I would go for him as well. But I personally think most people, especially on this one, the normal invocations of spirits and the divines, think people should wait and we should just go crazy for when Numera comes out, because even her awakenings are extremely powerful. I didn't really look at his awakenings. I guess maybe that that could change. It increases, I guess, more damage. Then this one increases speed boost gained by attack speed by 20%. So I guess he could be a really good one, but I think most of us are kind of like skimmed of summons right now. So it might be a good idea to just skip this weekend. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it at this for today. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.
Hell hath no fury like a mother